This is for the week of October 8th through the 14th. This week you'll be working on banking, which will finish up the second unit, and you'll have an exam next week. Chapter 7 on banking. Be sure you read the overview page, look at the objectives so you have an idea of what you're expected to be able to do at the end of this chapter. Banking has a lot to do with terminology. You'll also be transferring funds between accounts, such as between the savings account into the checking account. You'll reconcile when the bank statement comes in. You'll learn how to enter credit cards using the expense window and pay credit card charges using the credit card credit window. You'll display banking reports and other accounting reports, and in your discussions, you'll look at the procedures used in a bank reconciliation. Your activities this week should be to listen to the announcement, read the chapter, and listen to the videos, the instructor's videos. You may want to do those before you read the chapter. That's up to you. And then work through the tutorial. This is part of the grade. It takes about 2 hours to get through the tutorial. I will warn you that from Chapter 6 and the tax rates, because they may differ, yours may not balance, and that's okay. So I am aware of what the amounts should be. Don't worry too much about that. Just reconcile and submit that. You also have a discussion this week, your chapter quiz, and a case problem. And because it's the end of a unit, the journal where you communicate between me and you, just discussing how you think you did on this unit and what you might do differently going forward. Here's your discussion, where you're describing the steps needed to prepare a bank reconciliation that are common to both the manual accounting system and QuickBooks Online. It's only the case study that could be a problem with the bank reconciliation. You should work out fine and get to see how it actually works in the tutorial. Your tutorial, and I've listed the reports that you should submit in PDF format. Your quiz, and finally the case problem that you need to turn in. If you look at your textbook, there are the objectives and everything that you'll be covering in your textbook. Again, the terminology is in black. Transfer funds explains what that is. Bank reconciliation, it explains what that is. So be sure that you pay close attention to that in your reading. Credit card charges explains that. Deposit in transit, which we at one time called an outstanding deposit, and an outstanding check. Reconciling items, those are all terminology that you need to pay close attention to. And then you come to your tutorials. Be sure that you pay a close attention and study the T accounts and the journal entries when you are doing transferring. For instance, this one, transferring cash account. Be sure that you pay close attention to those. And your T account explanations down here at the bottom of page 201 when you're transferring funds between accounts. In this case, they are taking $500 out of their savings account, so they're crediting that, and they're debiting their cash checking account. Very similar to what I did when my kids were in college quite a bit. And again, journal entries. These are two of the journal entries that you'll make for this chapter. Bank charges. So if you have bank charges for your bank each month, then you'll need to record those in the journal when your bank statement comes in, and you'll want to credit cash so that you can reconcile the two accounts. You also may earn interest on your checking account, so interest earned is credited and cash is debited because you're adding to it. That's a positive thing. And it shows you some pictures of how you'll do it in the tutorial. More about interest earned and bank charges. A little about reconciling using the test drive data. And it tells you step by step how to record interest earned. And then you get into reconciling and how to record bank charges and then reconciling. So each of the objectives that you're expected to be able to do, you practice in the tutorial. It shows you how to do those in the textbook. And then you get to the credit card charge, where you learn about how to journalize a credit card charge. Gives you step by step, shows you how to, what happens, and then step by step how to do it. And you get to practice that. And then finally, your banking reports, what you need to print out, and any other accounting reports. So this is where you will print to PDFs to turn in for a grade, those 4 reports. And you've done these before, so this will be a review, but it will look a little different because of the new types of transactions that you're encountering. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoy the banking chapter and have a great week.